Hey fam, happy weekend. This is part 40. If this is the first time you're seeing me, head back to the intro, figure out why we're even here, figure out if you want to be here. If so, start up part 1, do the work, and meet us back here when you caught up. For everyone else, today we're going to talk about life. I have some information that is just so amazing. Well, not all of it, but most of it. But when in life, is everything perfect? I mean, there's parts of it that are beautiful and there's parts of it that are not so beautiful, but I truly believe if you're in that part of like not so beautifulness, you put yourself there. So I don't feel sorry for you, like not at all. So let's get started. First things first, this is not your first life. I would actually have to be with you to find out how many lives you've lived. But I've been obsessed and I've been like trying to find out how many lives like people around me have lived, and the least amount of like lives that I've seen that someone reincarnated was like within the 20s. Like they've reincarnated, let's say 26 times. This is their 26th life. But that's the least. And the most, the person actually that I have met that has reincarnated the most is a family member of mine with 778 lives. I personally am on my 212th life. So I promise you, this is not your first life and it's not going to be your last. Well, there's a catch to that. Okay, so let's just get the bad out of the way so we can move on to the good. As I've said in the past, if you take somebody's life intentionally, maliciously, well, then the devil owns your soul. When you pass away, instead of going back to home to reincarnate, you actually, the devil comes and collects your soul. Sorry, you never get to reincarnate. You will always belong to him. Now, don't be stressed if you have a job, like let's say in the military, and the only reason I know is because I do have an ex-husband that was in the military. He was infantry, so I definitely asked. He still owns his own soul. The devil does not own his soul. In his line of work, did he have to take lives? Yes. He still owns his soul because it wasn't malicious and it wasn't intentional. So just to be very, very clear, you have to go out of your way to kill someone. Now, that doesn't mean if your hands aren't involved that you're safe. Absolutely not. If you had anything to do with it, even if you hired somebody, if you made calls that caused people to lose their life, you've lost your soul. It is what it is. And like I said, I don't feel bad for you. You did it to yourself. The other thing that I have learned, also not so good, but deserving, is if you have molested a child, even if it's your own child or if it's somebody else's child, if you have molested a child, your soul will be lost. What does lost soul mean? It means that when you pass away, nobody's coming to collect you. Like no family, no guides, not even the devil himself wants you. You will leave your body and not know where to go. You will just roam this earth forever, forever, and forever. Once again, I don't feel bad for you. I promise you, you changed somebody's life if you did those awful things to them. And nobody wants you anymore. Heaven doesn't want you. Source doesn't want you. The devil doesn't want you. You're just lost, roaming around, not knowing where to go or what to do anymore. And that's your fate. Now back to the good. So, as long as you didn't do those awful things in life, you will get a chance to reincarnate, come back down, and live life again and again until you have accomplished what you set out to accomplish, which is to grow spiritually. We all want to grow into a beautiful spirit, and coming down and having life lessons helps us grow. So we keep coming back and coming back and coming back until we accomplish the growth we're seeking. We are all so scared and we all think that life is so final and we're so afraid of it. But that's because you don't remember all those lives you lived. Because if you did, like if you remembered, would you be stressing about this one? Probably not. The only thing you would be stressing about is wasting your time. Wasting your time to accomplish like what it is you came down here to accomplish. When we pass, we do get collected by our loved ones and we're guided back home, where we then get to review our lives through other people's like insights of us. Like right now we're just going through life living, like thinking what we think, you know, we don't know how others view us. We really don't even know how anybody else thinks about us. But at the end of our life, when we review it, we get to see our whole life from start to finish, and we get to view it as if, like almost if we were watching it like on a movie screen. Like you actually get to see your life through, if you were watching it, like you were watching it and you get to see like how you look and how you treat others and how you make others feel. It's a part of our growth. But how beautiful, how loving that we actually can try over and over and over and over until we become a beautiful soul. Family members can even choose to reincarnate into the same families so they can stay together. For example, my two older children, this is their 4th lifetime being siblings. My oldest sister has been my daughter's mother for 6 different lives. And, well, in this one, she's her aunt. It's so crazy. Soulmates, they're real. Soulmates have contracts to find each other in each lifetime. I had a soulmate in this lifetime. As I said, I'm on my 212th life. He's on his 211th life. We have found each other in 201 lives. This was our 201th life that we found each other. We actually shared 35 children together throughout our lifetimes that we have shared. And of course, as you all know, part of me having my awakening was because my soulmate, even though we had a contract, like a soul contract, he didn't choose me. Yeah, it was rough. Really painful, by the way. But as I've also said, anything that belongs to you will not pass you by. And, well, because he passed me by, the universe is preparing a new soulmate for me. Not because I asked for one, because trust me, I'm good on my own. But apparently because I chose and signed a contract, a spiritual contract, to find a soulmate in this lifetime, well, it must happen. So I get a new soulmate, I guess. Now you're probably wondering how I have access to all this information. As I've said, we all come down here to grow spiritually, and in my awakening, I did just that. I became obsessed and I continued to grow and grow and grow. Then I met the requirements to be delivered into heaven on earth. I went into the 5th dimension, which is a higher consciousness. But with all that spiritual growth, apparently, I've also met all of the requirements for Source, God, your creator, whichever one you would like to use as a term. He made me divine. I'm now an earth angel. And I welcome anybody with spiritual abilities to do whatever you need to do to connect with Source or angels or guides, to ask yourself, I welcome you to ask yourself if Source made me divine. Because he did. Since the beginning of mankind, he has only made 12 humans divine. And now me. I am the 13th person that has become divine while alive. I'm an angel on earth. This means I have mastered life, and I actually will never reincarnate again because I've already grown spiritually to the highest point. I am now divine. I am blessed. So as always, choose kindness, Choose love. Choose the light. Love ya.